Hi, my name is Dan Carmody, and I'm the Executive Director of Tresolution, which is hosting the 2019 US Fintech Symposium. And we're really thrilled to have Seb Taveau speaking at this year's US Fintech Symposium. The title of his presentation is Personalizing Fintech Solutions, Using the Data of Me to Exceed User Expectations. Welcome, and thanks for joining us today, Seb.
Thanks, Dan, for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your presentation?
Sure. So as you mentioned, I'm Seb Taveau. I'm the VP Developer Experience at Yodlee, which is owned by Envestnet, a company out of Chicago. And my role here is to create the new developer experience on the portal and API that will address actually the fintech ecosystem in new ways. And for the audience, I'd like to remind people that actually Yodlee was one of the two original fintech in the world, right?
One of the first, before the word fintech was fintech.
Exactly. So as you ask, the presentation, the data of me is kind of a pretty interesting topic personally for me, because one of the things I've noticed over the year, right? Everyone talk about disruption in the world of fintech, disrupting the ecosystem, disrupting the incumbent, disrupting everything. But at the end of the day, we sometimes lose track of the focus, which is the user. Who's going to use the product and who's going to actually be able to better address the need of me as a user. And in order to do that, and we all want that, right? We move from what I call like an ecosystem to an ecosystem. I want to think about me. And in order to do that, from the fintech world, you need to have data that really give you a good story about your user and how you're going to customize that experience. And that's going to be one of the topic I'm going to cover is based on my past experience through some of the large financial institution or fintech to today at Yodlee, everything needs to mostly like revolve around the user and the understanding of the user to deliver the best VIP, the best custom experience. That's only how you can drive actually a key differentiator and also the way to drive more users to come because you're solving a real need for them, not a real need for you.
Got it. So it's going to be client-focused, user-focused, and how to specialize your solution to meet their needs.
Exactly, and all the potential pitfalls that go around it, which is like how do you trust mostly one, the source of the data, the quality and the security of the data, but also how do you trust or how do you onboard your user with some of the new requirements coming around and some of the new infrastructure coming around that everyone has heard about and that will be actually covered during the conference.
Great, great. So tell me, who do you think would be the ideal audience member for this presentation?
Anyone who wants to have a different perspective on how to approach the world of fintech, while still being grounded in some real experience, right? Where, again, I work for some large financial institution and fintech. So I will try to share some personable example of what I've seen succeed and what I've seen fail. So that will be kind of an educational point of view. Also, anyone who wants to kind of read the trends or some of the trends that are coming within the ecosystem in the industry. So either that you are, maybe a VC and you're trying to find where to invest your money next, or you're someone thinking about joining the industry, the fintech industry, or someone thinking about maybe getting a new job, that may give you some ideas, some hints of what are the new trends and where it may be going.
So we're thrilled that you're going to be a speaker at this year's event, but we're equally thrilled that you're going to be a participant. So are there any sessions? Are there any topics at the US Fintech Symposium that you have your eye on, above and beyond your own presentation, of course?
Yeah, so that's a tough question, actually. I was looking at the agenda and I hope that there won't be like too many overlapping sessions because I want to be at almost all of them. But I think like things that are really relevant to my day-to-day job will be like anything that relates to open banking and open APIs, how it's going to work, again, across the industry. Some of the real-time payment or real-time discussion, because that's where it's going in the industry. Again, that goes also, with the data of me and personalization and trust. Everything is going to be in real time. So I really want to see where it's going and what people are thinking about what could be the next big wave. And beyond that, it's really like trying to see if there are potentially any session that will give me hint of how we can cooperate with other players in the industry, because at the end of the day, it's all going to be about cooperation.
One last question for you. I know you're familiar with Chicago. If you had to pick one of the major attractions in Chicago that you like the most, which one would it be?
I will say that it's not really an attraction, but it's just sharing the experience of having a long walk on the side of the water. Not necessarily in winter, because I can guarantee you it's not a very enjoyable event, but when you have a very beautiful spring day and you can walk along the water and observe downtown Chicago and the city, that's a beautiful skyline. It's also a beautiful walk, and it's a very nice place to resource.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the US Fintech Symposium is being held in September in Chicago, which is a beautiful time of the year. So I think the walk will be equally as beautiful in fall as it is in spring. So Seb, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you giving us an introduction to your presentation. I'm very much looking forward to it. And again, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Dan. It was great talking to you today.